Okay, Jailer Brady's not here. I don't have anything that he put in the packet on yours.
Did you get with the jailer in regards to the animal shelter and discuss with him what we were looking at?
Yeah, I still haven't got anything definite from him, no prices, so.
I went out, well, when I get to their report, I was out there this week talking with them, but I'll.
Do you have any more contact with Barry or the, I know
Not
that
with Barry on
they're
that.
still picking them up. I mean, I've seen
Yeah,
the
they're
truck.
still picking them. We're trying to, on that same point, trying to eliminate a lot of the unnecessary, there's a lot of work out there. They kind of created work. We've been doing a lot of cleaning up and getting rid of some stuff and doing away with a bunch of maintenance issues. And I was out there a couple times last week, once this week. And I think once they get a lot of that done, then they can have a more accurate idea of how much help they're going to need or what they're going to.
Yeah, because I mean, the fact is, you have 4 inmates for 4 hours. I mean, that's 16 work hours. All right, and 5, 6, 7 days a week. I mean, I think
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time.
And that's what a lot of, it wasn't, their main job wasn't really a lot of mowing. They did a lot of mowing, but a lot of it was unnecessary maybe, and then a lot of the maintenance issues, just by cleaning up and eliminating a bunch of unnecessary stuff out there. I think get a handle on that, and they shouldn't need near as much labor. A lot of that's labor-intensive stuff that really doesn't. If we can eliminate the situation, we won't have to do it.
Yeah, of course, the biggest thing from my view is the biggest concern I've got is the liability to the county, as well as the just overseeing of the inmates, making sure that they're there, they get their work done, and they're taken back. Plus, that would free animal control up for outside calls, so on and so forth. But, that's the primary concern there is the oversight of the inmates while they're at that facility, making sure they stay and do what they're supposed to do. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're fine-tuning their assignments and their need for the time and trying to determine how little amount, just like weekends, Breck picks them up and they're in and out and back from like 10 to 12. So, I mean, it's not like that they spend over a couple hours out there on a Sunday, which probably not a whole lot different than other days of the week if you're doing it every day, but I know that they do skinny down the amount of time that they have to spend on the weekend.
Right.
And just do the essential task. And there's probably more during the week that does need to be done because it doesn't get done on the weekend. But anyway, they are fine-tuning their, I guess, assessment of the work and how they can schedule it. And so hopefully, maybe by next meeting, we'll try to get that pinpointed.
That'd be good.
Yeah, Sarah's been off. She's back, and Kay's off this week. So, and you got the tank, the fuel tank. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got
Half the. Okay. Oh, junk. Yeah. Right. Okay.
And I'll see if I can get the rest of it.
Just whenever, yeah. But I think they got a lot of unnecessary stuff they're having to do and get rid of some of that and clean it up and then realize what they do need to have them do. And
Get it down to essential chores.
well, I mean, the necessary instead of, they don't need to create a lot of work.
Right. Okay, Robbie, EMS.
Currently, we're at 1,621 runs for the year. We've been pretty busy. The other day, we got that rain. I'm going to probably get comments when I look at it. When you go around that building, that creek, the water comes too fast for the tile to get it. So we're lower than the railroad feet. The water was running back over the road, back down into my basement. It got up in the bays, but it didn't get into the other part. I don't know if we can raise it somehow.
You talking about the berm over?
Burn from the old railroad track?
Yeah,
The berm out there?
where the old railroad track is, it's higher there, so when the water backed up, of course, it runs to the low side, which bring it back across the road. The pumps were working, it was coming faster than they take it out.
Just,
Does the state check the tile going under?
The city did about
They said it was okay.
a few months ago, yeah, they run a camera through it and said it's clear, but I don't even know where it comes out on the side of the road.
I don't need.
But I'll get with Terry, I guess, with the city and have him check it again, but if not, we're going to look at doing something, I don't know what we're going to do,
Get in the building again this past week?
You know, Tommy, on that,
It's not in the bay area, it didn't hurt anything, but like I said, once it fills up there, I mean, we're the low side, so we get it. And I
Went 2.4 inches of rain, I think, that evening.
it come to her, but,
You
you know,
got
if
some of
that
the downtown
culvert's
businesses
open, and
again.
there's enough stuff in the ditch behind it that don't let it out, it doesn't make a lot of difference if the culvert is open, it's still gotta have a way to get out of it when it gets through the culvert. I'm not sure what's in behind it.
Unless he's wanting to burn it up higher, just to make a dike.
Yeah.
On the other side.
the only thing, that's what I was thinking, is simply to raise our side higher than the railroad bed over there, so we go out on,
Is that gonna flood somebody else that's gonna cause the trouble?
well, I mean, that'd be on the city.
You wanna watch how you change the
Oh,
natural
it's
flow
on the
of
city,
water?
I mean, motion, I mean, let's get it done.
Hey, young man, speak up there, you can't change the natural flow of water, can you?
Might create a problem. Well, but here's the thing, though,
Somebody changed it and put it on you, didn't they?
somebody changed it, put it on us.
When the
And who
railroad,
changed that?
when the railroad went
Thank you
away,
very much.
Let me say this, with all due respect, the railroad there was there long before that building was ever there.
Yeah, but that whole area's been redone since.
it's been graded and lower.
The culvert stopped big enough going under the road there.
And that's what I'm afraid the culvert's not big enough. I don't know who wants to tackle that rascal.
That's a state
We,
problem.
we've all got those issues in our districts.
That'll wind up like
Roads
the
get water over top
245
of them, the cover
project
won't
this
take
week.
it.
Well, maybe we can get Terry and the city and might even go back to that O'Brien and Gear study they did that might have scoped out part of that.
Yeah,
as
they
far as
get,
the
they
flow
get
rate.
pretty good on that water overflow
It's like
stuff.
it's about 10 foot deep under that road there. I remember they put it in, it's about 10 foot deep.
That tile, you can't see it.
That way, that's the
No,
way
it, no, it
land
goes way on
drains,
down,
so
comes out down, way on down.
we just had to be in the path.
I just want to make you all aware of that. I mean,
Jackie,
Well, I tell you what, that's fine. You deal with the judge and Mr. Lee on it, and anything we can do to support you, we're there for you.
But the pumps, normal rain, they're,
City in the
everything's,
conversation, get something done.
I mean, but when we get the rain like we had, what they were Monday, I think.
well, you know, it's bad if you look at the news all over the country, it's everywhere, buddy. These 3, 4, and 5 inch rains just won't go anywhere.
Yeah, 2.6 inches in 22 minutes is about 6.5 inches in an hour. I mean, it's just not much drainage is gonna take that kind of abuse.
That's all I had.
All right,
Hayden was back in the area. I haven't seen him. I knew he was working in Campbellsville or something, somebody said, but
He called and said that he was assisting in Campbellsville, something they had going on.
yeah, they had some
I saw him
electrical,
back in town before the meeting.
I think they had a big accident over there, so, electrical.
is there anything else y'all need to address with animal control?
No, like I said, they're just, been trying to give them a little more close, help or whatever and try to figure out some things they can do to eliminate a lot of unnecessary things and get cleaned up, and where that, they want to do that, know more exact how much time they're actually gonna need people out there and clarify what they're gonna be doing.
As
Instead
far
of-
as the mowing, the part-time guy can watch them mow, can't he?
Well, it depends on what they're, that's another issue too. How much do they actually need to mow, or whether, can bush hog that front part once every few weeks instead of mowing it every week, and, because it's, there's several different issues there.
They've kept it in a park-like setting, which does require a lot of people to
Yeah.
maintain, but if you do just mow monthly, which really
Well, that's
would
what,
be
so get
adequate.
rid of a bunch of the junk, or where you can get to it easy with even a bush hog and mow it, instead of having all this junk sitting around, you can't get around and can't,
Appreciate the committee
we're.
They're
grabbing
kinda
hold of that
cluttered
and
up.
going.
We're working on it. Oh, and, they're also, make sure, I guess they got papers on this training next week.
I
Make
was
sure,
gonna
I
bring
think they're
that up.
aware of it, but down here to the detention centers, is that where it's at?
Yeah,
Next
they
Tuesday.
had it on Tuesday, 8 to 9, 9:30, had 3 sessions down to this week, and gonna have 3 more next week on the 26th.
Is that mandatory for all elected officials and, department needs.
Well, Barry Brady made it mandatory for all the detention center workers, and it's offered to everybody who can attend. And I know Robbie's had several of his staff that have been able to rotate in
I
through.
think if you look at it, probably more mandatory for certain ones than others.
Like where Brent's part-time, does he need to, I didn't.
Well, it's open to anybody who can schedule it. Now, as far as it being mandatory, we did mandate for all, and I know Tommy's got his group tried to schedule
We pretty
in
much
for
stayed
next.
full-time employees.
Yes, full-time employees was kind of what the
Well, that's what I
slot
was wondering, I didn't know.
I made mine like it was mad.
Don't you?
And I guess that's next Tuesday between 2 and 3 when we got them kind of special session scheduled.
Put on the radio that the transfer station will be closed at 2 next Tuesday, which I can do that.
Judge, now, and another good question is, what about the county attorney's office? Would Mr. Reed, Ms. Nally need to attend that as well? I mean, if you have the schedule in front of you, you might pick out a date or something.
I do, and I will get back to you on that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you so
make
much.
Miss Nally aware of the
Yes.
situation.
Let her know we brought that up for her.
I did attend a couple of sessions and took them down a copy of our county's harassment, sexual harassment policy, which we gave to every employee that was there. And we're pretty much right on target with what she was kind of advocating. And it is a good session and brings in a lot of different details as far as everything from dangers and harassment and hostile work environment and discrimination and what qualifies for violation of the state law, which is a misdemeanor versus a federal Equal Opportunity Employment Act, and some of the things that have happened really since it started in 1964, non-discrimination with the Civil Rights Act. She kind of goes through the history of it and how it advanced today and what the liabilities are today versus in the past. And it's a good presentation. Doesn't hurt anybody to attend it. It can.
Absolutely.
Kind of jumped over a couple of things there to get to that last one, but anyway, might also mention we're already on old business, new business. The governor's local issues conference is coming up. You got registration details in there, and they really would like to have that. If you need training hours, that's coming up the end of next week. Anybody that wants to make the contact and get registered for that. I will be out of town from Saturday to Wednesday, but I plan to go to some of that local issues and touch base with folks there. I know there are going to be some CMRS folks and some other people there I'd like to make sure we're staying in contact with.
Was that the golf house? Where was it?
That's actually going to be at the, not the golf house this time. The registration materials there.
Court House East.
Is it the golf house here?
Yeah, August 27th through 29th.
Oh, I guess I'm thinking about the Governor's Emergency Management Workshop.
Yeah,
That's going to be
that's
changed,
okay.
I think. They're all later on this fall, but anyway, yeah, it is Golf House East. A couple of things that are not in your agenda or old business, but just something might make you aware of. They were in the paper this week, and appreciate Mr. Lega and his, I guess, publicizing some of the efforts that the community's been making on the WIB, what they call Work Ready Community in Progress. We were certified, and the Economic Development Office went to Frankfurt and got that recognition this past week. Also, I know Robbie and Josh Ballard and some of them worked on this Heart Safe Community. We've been certified as a Heart Safe Community because of some of the efforts that we've made here. I know they quoted Josh about dispatcher assisted CPR and some of the things that are kind of on the forefront of keeping your community as prepared and safe as possible. So I know there's always people that are working on behalf of improving the county and services to the public, and certainly appreciate Robbie's efforts working with Jennifer Osborne on the Heart Safe Community Project. Okay, I don't have anything else under old or new business. And
I got a quick question. I forgot, Tommy, on that, you were the Demerquell Bridge, you said they're gonna try to work that in. You don't have like a time frame of maybe when they're, I don't know if it's something to do with harvest time, or I don't know, he was just asking.
Which they'll only be there a week.
Yeah.
Or
And he's got
weather permitting.
soybeans in that one field. I don't know if he's thinking he might get them out before or after, he just wanted to know a rough idea of, and I didn't really know when they were planning on that, so. Okay.
I think he said originally they were gonna do that while they're working on Maker Smart Bridge. And they're gonna do that in September, so it's gonna be probably within the next month.
Okay, yeah, just,
I'll check and see.
okay, and I'll find out more about that water line.
They
And
may want to move up there right away, but I'll find out.
okay, yeah, especially if they want to go ahead right away, because I need to get that easement signed and all that stuff.
Judge, well, on old business, I know the court has already approved this, but I haven't seen any action on it. But the court approved to put out for bids the camera systems for our facilities, and then have a centralized unit, monitoring unit here in the judge's office. What's ever came of that? I mean,
I have an estimate from Derek, and I guess I should have put that in the package this week. He brought in I guess it was for 4 cameras, 6 camera, 12 camera, different DVR. He had different options, so I really wanted to kind of ask you all, well, I guess I can put the proposal in there and then we can discuss it from there, but.
Yeah, I think, if we could go ahead and advertise that for bid. And I think the thought process there, and you guys tell me, but I think the thought process is primarily, obviously, is the entries to the facilities themselves, as well as the internal parts of the facility where, say, certain valuable goods might be stored, things of that degree. That's what we're looking for, in case there is a break-in or in case, something along that happens. As well as, I think we also discussed this facility as well, the front and back of this facility as well. Because I know, there's been a few situations where it would have been good to have that evidence or that information, so.
The dome cameras, the price on those was significantly higher. The ones that I guess are mounted in the domes are like $982.
Yeah.
I'll get that estimate out and y'all look at it. But I mean, do we need to go ahead and just publicly put an ad in the paper to accept the bids on it?
Yeah, I think we do. I think we need to go
I think
ahead.
there's multiple vendors out there that could do
Well,
work.
I feel like there are. If there are, great. If there aren't, that's fine. I just think it's something that that we need. Well, we all agree because we voted to approve it, but I think it's something we need to do just to.
You want to do all 3 facilities, the EMS building? I know Robbie talked like he'd like to have a camera.
Robbie said he wanted one in his office, which is a good idea, I think.
So here,
EMS, it's actually EMS, animal shelter, and the road department.
Yeah, the animal
And-
shelter's got them, they just need to be
Well,
programmed up
We
there.
need to make sure they're incorporated though,
Right, that's what I mean, yeah, they need to be put on the
as well as the government
equipment
center.
there.
So that way if something happens, we can go back through the DVR.
you're saying they could all be networked into the same.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, all it needs to be together, and the
His,
lights must be
theirs is
compatible with what
supposedly
they've already got.
internet capable.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And
Yeah, as long as it runs on a common network.
Well,
we'll be
we
fine.
have to, you have to, when you put out for bid, have to kind of have a plant
Some
specs
specs.
plan, or how many, or,
How that
or a couple of
Yeah.
options or
I
something.
don't,
Yeah, I tell you what,
descriptions of it.
if you want, I tell you what, if you want, just put my name down as a contact. I'll get with them, whoever calls, and then we can bring that back to the court. And I can get with Tommy and Robbie and Animal Shelter. We'll go from there.
Describe the network for each facility?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Okay, I guess we're ready to go back to the bills if y'all are, anybody else have anything in old or new business?
You have one addition.
Is that one of the, that's what I said, the
The
McMaster?
Molly McMaster, we approved that, not this exact amount, but it's pretty close. It includes some additional backup files and thumb drives, but the modifications to include the sign tracking was about what Tommy gave him.
It works well, what I've seen so far.
Motion to approve the bills with this addition of the sign,
Motion.
Update.
Conditions.
Second.
Mr. Masterson?
Yes.
Mr. Caldwell?
Yes.
Mr. Elder?
Yes.
Mr. Wicker? Unanimous.
Anybody?
Before we adjourn, I would like to thank young attorney Mr. Reed here for being here today. Thank you very much. Good to see you.
When do we have to figure out the signage? You said the lettering has to be changed. Is that a time frame on that, or just whenever we can work it out, or?
I think there is a time frame.
I mean,
I
not,
just wondered when y'all wanted to switch. I've got the prices. The old signs were like 10.50 apiece. The new styles will range from about $13 to $17 a piece. But then the sign materials will double too. The tape will double as well.
Well, I'd say what we need to do there is take our time and focus and make sure we do it right.
A couple of years myself.
Yeah. Well, don't get in any hurry. Ain't no sense getting in any hurry.
When we went to that training up there, I was thinking they said that that was going to be implemented or was going to be enforced like after 2016 or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're going
Final phase of it.
they're not going to
they'll
have
tear a
any.
bunch of them down between now and then, so we'll put the
Yeah.
cheap ones up.
I'd say we hold off until we get a letter. Yeah.
So you better wait.
Y'all just want to just continue.
Pretty advised we need to. Yeah.
Well, you did a little estimate. I mean, you said it was probably going to take about $8,000 worth of
Just a sign.
sign board material to upgrade the size capable, and then the lettering would about double. So probably $16,000 to $20,000 to replace them all and upgrade the sizes, lettering, and everything.
Basically, when you change over, you would just, as you replace them, put the new kind, or would you go around?
I can do that if y'all want me to.
Well, I didn't know,
See,
I mean-
I've got to change
Oh, yeah.
my cutter is cutting 4-inch letters, and it has, the new law says that it has to be 6-inch letters in upper and lower case. It cuts now in uppercase. But the company that we purchased it from said it wasn't any trouble to increase it, but it'll take twice as much reflective tape to do a sign as it did before.
That sounds like an issue that I'd judge, you might agree with her, I'd probably allow the next county judge executive to deal with that. I think that'd be a good sign.
They'll probably follow through, at least
Yeah,
a
there you go.
I've been
term or two.
2 years. That's one reason to fix the sign truck is because all this is going to have to be done at some time.
Once you start, you won't have to go make a countywide sweep.
If
That's a
people
start.
leave them alone, it would be no problem because we could put them all up and we'd be done.
Yeah.
Well, if it's like most of the requirements, it's when they have that drop dead date, that means that at that date, we need to commence this, or putting out that type sign. It doesn't, normally they don't mean that we have to replace every sign. So on that date, we start commencing with the new signs. And as long as you have a plan and process,
Yeah, that's part of the reason you went ahead and had the sign tracking, because they do want to know if you've done, because they've got equipment to do retroreflectivity readings. All this stuff's in the,
Or fading of sign.
waiting in the wings to see if your signs meet the new retroreflectivity rules and all that stuff. Retroreflectivity.
Reflectivity, they lose their reflectiveness.
that's a 7-syllable word, retroreflectivity.
Reflectivity.
Yes.
What about motion to adjourn? Is that, how many syllables is that?
That's 3. That's 4, actually. Second.